Welcome back to Metroplexity, folks. Okay, so day 6 of this run, and we're getting into the end game now. We've just got a little bit more work to do in order to get enough evidence to implicate Midgard to the satisfaction of Hell, and then we can move on to the Oldtown phase of the game. So in order to wrap up Lowe's investigation, I need to get the armory tools. I've got enough money for that now. So into the VIP room, and needed to get in touch with this guy. I can ask him how he's making weapons, and he'll sell the blowtorch, some parts for use with this stuff, or both of them. I'm just going to grab the blowtorch. So now with that, I can start up crafting some stuff. So the first thing I need to do is with electronics. I need to make this channeled emitter, so I need a magnetic coil. And I've got all the parts that I need for that, so I can craft that. This is used in various crafting recipes. And so now I can make a channeled emitter. Which will be a part for further enhancement. I can also make the wired chamber, which is another piece of this device that I'm building, with the incomplete chamber I picked up earlier and a bit of thick cabling. And now I have access to Armory, which is mostly things like metalworking and stuff like that. You use it to make a lot of armor and weapons and things like that. And there's a couple upgrades to the emitter that I need to make through here. So, but first I need a steel ingot to put together with the channeled emitter. Now in order to get that, after picking up those salvaging tools earlier, I mentioned that I had access to the ability to break stuff down into components. Not everything can be broken down, but many things can, and I happened to pick up this anchor chain earlier. Salvage that, and I get a steel ingot. So I can go back to here, and make the shielded emitter. Now that still needs to be further upgraded into a stable emitter, and for that I need either some lead or some metallic powder. And to get those, let's see. Don't have a lead pipe, but I do have some heavy containment suit parts, which I might be able to get some metallic powder from. And first go, there's multiple things that you can get from some items, so you may not always get what you want the first time. If you salvage enough stuff, you can get the expert salvager skill, which will give you better chances at getting more stuff out of there and improve your chances of getting a particular result. So now I can make a stable emitter. And now that I have that, I can go and use the wired chamber, put the stuff together, and I get the inactive analyzer, which still is not quite ready for use. There's definitely a fair bit of crafting involved in Lowe's stuff. So what I need to do for that is put it with a processor chip, and thankfully I already had some of those hanging around. So now I got a protein analyzer. And before I leave the university, let's ship in a bit of food and go to Southside. And now I can install that protein analyzer in my apartment. And if I talk to Lowe now, I can tell him that I've got the analyzer. So the first thing is to break down some really pure Eclipse. And what he means by that is that I should break down some liquefied Eclipse. So I craft some of that. Go into my apartment, use the protein analyzer, and there's various things that I've picked up that can be analyzed. The first bit is the Eclipse. Run that through the analyzer and get some Eclipse residue. And pretty much all of the results of this analyzing can be used to craft other things. So that's one of the reasons that you might want to do Lowe's quest even if you don't plan on picking him as your contact, because once you get the protein analyzer, you can use it to your heart's content. So I'll hand over the Eclipse residue. And it's not quite enough for him. It's definitely a solid lead, but he wants me to get some additional samples analyzed. So thankfully, I picked up enough pieces previously that I can just break them down now. So some teeth from a ghoul proteins, some dust from one of those twisted hounds, some even finer crystals, a sample from the lake serpent, and some withered tendrils from one of those writhing masses. I could break down the trash golem heart, but that's a little bit trickier as you need to have a particular item to catch the results of that. I'm not sure offhand if I have those to spare, but I only need these 4. So now I can turn these into low. And he has stuff to say about all of the various possibilities. Some of them you're not likely to get in run, but he will talk about them if you manage to hand them over. So now the ghoul protein. Almost entirely human. Yes, there's some stuff going on with the ghouls. A protein database. Again, weird stuff, not surprising with these weird creatures. And some toxic oil. And now that I've handed over enough samples to Lo, I can ask him about our status. And that's enough for him. So now if I talk to Hell, I can say, so we're sure it's special projects. Now what? So now she says it's too dangerous for them to all stick together, so they're going to go into hiding separately, and now I have to pick who I want to keep as my contact. And I'm going to go with Lo. So step out of that conversation, go back to Lo, and say that he should be my contact. You know, we've been together since the beginning, more or less. If I talk to him again, need to get some original samples from the records building in Oldtown. So yeah, I'm looking into the records facility in Oldtown. Need to find some plant specimens from cold storage in the vault underneath the facility. So there's a few things that I'm going to have to do to get ready for this. Let me see how I'm doing on bits. So I've only got one set of circuit fragments. Let's see what I can salvage down. Just a quick look up what some of these things salvage into. Yeah, so I don't need the functioning PDA anymore. I don't need another processor chip. I don't need that tracking chip. Need those micro rockets. Shouldn't need those capacitor arrays for anything. Let's salvage all this stuff. And keep one warehouse security badge. Got a few circuit fragments out of that. Still going to need more. Well, I can take apart some computer systems and hopefully that'll get me some stuff. So let's head to the slags, get some food, containment helmet. I'm also going to need to learn a recipe from Andrea is probably the best way to get this. I need to learn how to craft powerful acid. And there's a couple different ways that I could do it. Andrea can teach me a way to get it from those partially digested fish, which may be the easiest route, even though it takes 3 of them. And actually, let's throw that on, and maybe I will fight some drones to see if I can salvage anything useful from them. No, that's not the result I would have liked. Okay, but that should be enough partially digested fish. If I can just get the recipe. Okay, there's multiple recipes that you can learn from her, so thankfully I got the powerful acid recipe fairly quickly. And with those fish, I should have enough to craft it. And I will need that a bit later on. So with the powerful acid, I'm also going to need to make a jury-rigged antenna, which needs a signal analysis circuit, which takes 4 of those circuit fragments. Need a bit of that food that I pulled in. Rigged antenna, and I'm still going to need some more signal analysis circuits. So, got to get some more parts. As long as I'm here, I can disassemble a couple computers. And hopefully break some stuff down if I don't get enough parts. Okay. So that should be enough for one signal analysis circuit. Um, let's see. Will I need another one? I think I might. It's like I can. Okay. Yeah, I will need one more. Well, there's one more computer that I can salvage. Didn't get anything particularly good from that. So I may have to fight some drones with the salvaging tools in order to get the remaining bits that I need, because I still need that PDA. I guess I can break down this one, though. I don't really need that. Processor chips, break those down. 3 handfuls of circuit fragments. Okay. So that's another signal analysis circuit. With that, I should have what I need. So now I'm going to be preparing to do a bit of hacking. Okay, yeah, Network Defender and Remote Command Script. That's good. I may have been a mistake salvaging that computer because I need to go back in here. Yep, they're kind of pissed off about that. But I can still get to this encounter, and I need to have that ancient code effect active because I'm going to need the code finesse bonus. Use that jury-rigged antenna. The antenna lets you pick up computer signals, so you can encounter computer systems while you're adventuring if you've got a computer equipped to hack them with. And that's what I want to do here. There are a couple ways to get into the vault here in Oldtown. You can go in through the front door of this building, either after finding yourself an outfit so that you can pretend to be an office worker, or by just killing the guards in your way and forcing your way in. Then there's a vault door, which you can either, if you really freak people out, some of the security within the vault will come through and you can try and fight your way through or sneak past as they run out. Or you can hack into the computer systems and input your retinal patterns so that you'll be able to make use of the door. Or you can put in cyber eyes that have a correct retinal pattern. Alternatively, a more newly discovered route is to hack into some digging equipment over here at this construction site and just dig a tunnel directly into the vault. And that's what I'm going to be going with. And I ran into the network right away. So the reason I needed this stuff with defense is that this hardware breaker here, if I try and do some offensive stuff without using defense to shield myself, I will get kicked right out of this system. So I need to get a combination where I get defense and offense, but I may get kicked out right now. Yeah. That was a bit unlucky. So there's various stuff in here. I'm not supposed to be in here because I'm not a construction worker, and at the very least, I should be wearing a hard hat. And these guys are going to be an issue. They're going to they're going to be attacking me. But hopefully I won't have to be in here for too long. Although I may be here for a while if I keep getting bad luck with that. Okay, now I need to try and figure out how to use these drive controls, which is going to require some combinations of command and view. So hopefully my luck will be a bit better eventually. Okay, getting through right away, that's a good start. Okay, so I need to successfully do this a few times, and then I should be able to actually control the system. Okay, I think if I can manage to do that one more time, that'll probably be enough. Oh, I actually managed to position it. Okay, so now all I need to do is get back in one more time and use some command on the drill controls. Which, that's a perfect set of functions right there. And send the drone digging beneath the street, and it went right into the Midgard facility basement. So I'm going to change up my outfit a bit. And running down on energy, but I think I may have enough to wrap things up today. So I should have, I got the powerful acid, I got 2 signal analysis circuits, I've got the remaining pieces that I need. Ooh, wait, actually, I need more circuit fragments. Do I have anything remaining that I can salvage into circuit fragments? Could fight some drones. I guess I might have a chance at getting them from the security badges, but I might just get polysteel. Well, I don't really have a need to go back into either of these places right at the moment, so I'll take a risk. I'd prefer not to salvage the Fang PDA. Okay, I still need one more circuit fragment. That shouldn't be too bad. Let's go to the slags, and Thankfully, I opened up this path because after salvaging my ID, I would not be able to get through those gates. So the first floor here has a fair number of hound drones. And I got some circuit fragments. You can leave without an ID. It's just getting in that they give you a hassle. Okay, back to Oldtown. Back to prepare for some potential stealth. And I think I'm good, just gotta find the tunnel. Okay, here is the tunnel. I'm going to go through and I'm inside the records vault. Now I've got to get to the particular place where the plant specimens are stored. Each of the 4 survivors has something that they want you to do down here. Hell wants you to grab some physical files. Dr. Amundsen wants you to hack into a computer. David wants you to get in touch with a talking skull. And Lo wants me to get those plant samples. All 4 of those encounters can happen even if you're not on the relevant quests. And none of them are available until you start unlocking them. And so you can start finding them from this encounter. This might result in a fight, or it might result in unlocking one of the 4 encounters. Stealth power seems to help with not getting into a fight. And conveniently, I found the one for Lo. You're not guaranteed to get the one that you need from this. There's a woman who's in here that you can talk to, and she will give you the one that you want, but it's not necessarily easy to get her to unlock the encounter for you. I guess my equipment doesn't matter all that much at this point, because I'm not really going to be fighting. But what the heck. Let's continue on. So this is the woman. If I ask her about seed samples, yeah, see, I haven't done whatever it is that's necessary in order to get her to tell me how to find the thing that I want. You can get her drunk and then she'll help you, or if you have a particular set of things ready, she'll let you know without having to do that, but we don't yet know what all of the combinations are for the different quests. But it doesn't matter because I already unlocked the encounter that I want, and there are lots of guards in here, and these guys are really tough. Weapon-wise, I might be okay, but I would need to craft some better armor to really have a chance at not getting killed by these guys. So I'm not even gonna fight. And I'm just going to hope that I can do this stuff before the alert goes up too high, because there is a silent or an invisible alert counter in here that will keep ticking upwards, and as it gets higher you'll get bigger and bigger groups of guards, and guards with miniguns and all sorts of bad stuff. So I'm going to have to hit this encounter multiple times. So first is check for special projects, and I find the refrigeration unit that I want, but it's broken. So now I need to get back to that encounter again. Yeah, there's no way to get out of this encounter without spending some energy. Okay, I could try to pry open the controls, but all that would really do would be to let me know that I need to get some acid. Since I already knew that, I came with acid in advance, and I can just immediately apply it. And it will work for a bit, and then the casing will come off. Now, that the casing's off, I can either check out the wires or I can use the signal analysis circuit that I already prepared in advance. Plug that into the wires and I learn the volt bypass recipe. And that's why I needed another signal analysis circuit and some circuit fragments. So now I can go in here and craft a volt bypass, which is only used for this one particular function. See, the alert's starting to go up. They got hound drones with them now, which also means that it's harder to run away from them. But I am getting pretty close. So now I can add in that bypass. And now I just need to get back to this one more time. I get a generation 0 sample. And if I check back on the quests, yeah, see, it's telling me that I should run those seeds through the analyzer. So don't need to do anything else in there. I'll come back to the south side. I actually don't have enough money to pay for the metros because it's 5 credits, but you can instead spend some energy to travel. It's a protein analyzer on that generation 0 sample, and I get the seed breakdown and some eclipse residue. And now all I need to do to wrap this up is hand that seed breakdown into low. This is the point where if it was a speed run, I would be trying to collect some extra skills and stuff. Because the way that a speed run works is the most important thing is your day count, the next most important thing is your skill count, and the third most important thing is your turn count. Current fastest runs are 5 days, so the 6-day one isn't going to be competitive. But I might as well do some stuff like you can spend an energy on chess for beginners, get the chess skill, that's an easy one. If I hadn't taken apart that computer in the computer lab, I could have kept going to try and get the hand scripting skill. A couple of the side quests that I started on have skills that can be gotten. I took some longer paths through them, so I wouldn't really be getting them in a reasonable amount of time for this, especially because I'm running pretty low on energy. Yeah, so I talk to Lo, tell him that I have the seed data, and with that, the quest is complete. So, now that I've completed all of that, yeah, I've finished the reset, so I can pull all of my items out of storage, all the stuff that I've been earning over time, and now I'm free to do whatever. Finish up side quests, stock up on various items, prepare for stuff that might happen in world events. The PvP, of course. There's various things you can do. The big competitive things are speed running and PvP, and there's also some hacking PvP that's gotten revamped fairly recently. And another major pastime is cooperative spading, trying to figure out how things work, because there's plenty of items that we don't really understand, or we understand but we haven't dug all the secrets out of them. So if you're into that kind of thing, you might enjoy that. But yeah, I hope this has been useful for anybody who's getting started with Metroplexity. Feel free to hit me up in game if you got any questions or anything like that. I would love to see some more people showing up. And be sure to check out the wiki. It's got a lot of useful stuff, and it can help you with some of the paths that I didn't go down here. But yeah, there's multiple other paths. Could have gone with Hell or David's quests back on the survivors section. Could have picked the other survivors for the Oldtown section. When I was killing those Third Eye guys, I could have instead joined the Third Eye and gotten them to peacefully release David and Dr. Amundsen. Or I could have screwed up and gotten pretty much everybody killed. Uh, and that kind of thing is one of my favorite parts about this game, is just the fact that it doesn't have to be the same every time. And in fact, if you're going for a speed running stuff, it's tracked across the survivors. So when there's a prize for the fastest run, there's one for the fastest low run, one for the fastest Dr. Amundsen run, and so on, based on who you picked as your contact. So between the differences that come in from those 4 different approaches and the stuff that might come up, whether you happen to get an item at a certain point that might let you skip some stuff, or you get more credits than you might otherwise. It's not completely solved as to what the absolute fastest way to get through this stuff is. But yeah, I could keep talking, but I think the best way to really get an appreciation for it would be to come on and give it a try yourself. So hopefully I'll see you guys around. Later.